had an encounter this week, and because I maybe this fits, maybe it doesn't, but it was like, should our learning come at the expense of another individual? And if it does, are they obligated to communicate like, fam, what the fuck? Like, and then give you the space to explain it? Or is it just keep it lit and leave everybody where they are? You on your way with the new information and not with this person, and them going, damn, fuck Kev.
You mean like his partner?
No, exactly like his partner.
Fuck them niggas.
Should you get all this new information? Should that come at the expense of a person?
Never.
No.
Never.
What if that person goes, I feel like it is.
What you mean? What do you mean by expense though? Like,
Yeah, I was like, I need
You get. I just learn failure, success. There's a lot of data in there in those spaces. Like even failed relationships. Like I told Tina the other day, I was like, bruh, like, I gotta keep it all the way a being, nigga. With all that bullshit before, I would not like. I'll have these moments where it could be the most nut shit going on. Like we could be in the middle of some shit, and I'll go, bro, I need to text her and just go I'm hella grateful. I wouldn't have done that before because just the awareness to even to feel that, like it won't be nothing going on. Be like, God damn, like it's lit for real. And just sitting that and just going about our way, but it's an internal thing. It's like an internal clock. Like I don't have an alarm clock to wake up. I wake up at the same time every day. It's one of them things now, but it wouldn't come without the context of all the bullshit before. And that's not all on the other person, not like just the type of time I was moving on. But now in this space and where I'm trying to go, everything's aligned. We communicate hella well. Even when we funkin', it's with the solution in mind, so it feels progressive. It don't feel stagnant. And that's the only thing I asked for up front was like, bruh, don't manipulate me on some emotional shit because I don't, for whatever reason, I have not figured out how to respond well to that. If I can feel something is wrong, my nigga, because part of my job is feeling, and I go, hey, what's wrong? And you go, nigga, nothing. And then you go, you spaz on me about something that don't have shit to do with shit. I don't bounce back well from that because you just whoop me. You just finesse me. So now I'm tripping. So now the fight is about something else. That's the only thing I asked for up front. So guess what she does? Go out of her fucking way to always tell me what's wrong. So now we in it.
It's just a growth thing. I'm tired of being whooped. I appreciate the honesty.
I'm tired of being whooped.
And there's a reason why you allowed other people to whoop you that had nothing to do with them. That was all you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody whoops you and you grown, it's your fault. Like, who the fuck is you to whoop me? So I walk into most buildings like, I know somebody in here is going to try to whoop me at some point. I don't care if it's KFC or the bank or whoever the fuck. Somebody in here is going to say some stupid shit to me at some point. And it won't be you because I'm already knowing it's going to happen. So I feel like it's nobody's job, you know what I mean? Like, it's your job to move your piece of the puzzle forward. Like, it's always on you. Like, at this point, that's where I'm at with it. Like,
But that's why y'all my niggas though, cause this is a conversation I could have with you, and you'd be like, there will be some reflection of accountability. You're not about to let me say anything and tell myself any kind of story and go and leave as the hero in the shit. Poe, I called this nigga a couple weeks ago just to fact check something, and he was like, "Nah, nigga, I said the same thing, but I got off the conversation feeling bad for what I said because it was one of the first times where it was like, ooh, I feel like I should hold my nigga accountable, but this isn't our nature. Our nature is to go, kind of just let the nigga do what he want to do, just drive off the cliff. But it's like, this feels crazy if I don't say something. So let me say something. And I didn't take the time to do it in a delicate way. So I got off the phone feeling like, oh, damn, that was fucked up. Called Poe. He was like, no, nigga, I said the exact same thing, but probably worse. I was like, oh, bet. I was like, oh, that's why you the nigga, though.
Who got time to be lying to niggas if they say they love? If this your nigga, you catting off, cuz. And then get off the phone.
That's am I tripping and going? That's hella valuable amongst y'all because that's not the like I don't interface with hella people that have that.
People got don't know how to not take something personal. Most people, your whole world is you, and everything that happens in that world is somehow about you. But it's weird because the reality is it is about you, but not in the way that you think it is. Like everybody's sitting here being mirrors for you that you should be getting information from about yourself and like adjusting and discerning and all that other shit. But like people think that everyone is there to appease them, not that everyone's here for you to learn from. Like that's completely fucking different. And then when you switch your perspective to like all of these interactions or shit I'm just supposed to learn from, good or bad, then that's why I was like, what you mean at the expense of people? Because I feel like people are what we utilize to end up learning shit, unfortunately. And it's not like we don't mean to like hurt people doing it, but I think our relationships with other people and those experiences help us to learn if we're willing to like see it that way. So it's like it is kind of at the expense.
That's why I asked at the expense. Morg, we love you. Thank you for everything you do for the show, for me individually. But we were having a conversation. I was like, nah, nigga, every relationship is transactional. During COVID, literally the only people I talked to, Kev, I like physically talked to Kev and Reeg. Everybody on the text, but on the phone was Kev and Reeg. Reeg called and said the most specific prayer. He's because my own personal mission was to get more discipline in my prayer, and I said that to him like right before I got sick. So he's like, "Hey, bro, I know you're trying to get your energy up and your respiratory, like, but when you're ready." And so by the time I was ready, he called and he was like, "Hey, my specificity in my prayer is because I've gotten to learn my brother and what he is identified as his purpose. And that is serving the people he loves and has identified the value in their stories." He's like, the only thing I'm praying for is that shit is reciprocated. Because I know how he pull up. So he need that back. It's like, damn. It's fair. Hey, I'll take it. We rolling. Thank you. I'm like, damn, that's like how did we arrive there? And then the more I start to unpack it, I'm like, dang, like, and then I'm talking to Morgan, I'm like, nah, nigga, every interaction in relationship should be transactional. Everybody pulling up and adding value, and we trying to build something, and I'm only showing up based off of how you articulated what your mission was. Lex goes, bro, I want to be a director, I want to be a writer, and build a film house. And then niggas proceeded to do everything in the proper order to do that, and I'm like, how could you not show up for that, based off of what you've expressed? Man, we're trying to build this company, trying to do this. All right, bro. Well, hey, Monty, if this is what we think in a single is, nigga, let's revisit this sample. If you in your emotions and you ain't really had that, that you are unable to identify the value of the tension, God bless your spirit, man. That's a fucked up place to be, for real. In 2021 and trying to survive this shit. Because even the niggas who got it for real then had to figure out how to click up and have their bread be interchanged with, like, nigga, Amazon and Jeff Bezos got the biggest tax break during the pandemic. That employee tax break that they got, nigga, he won off that shit. Hey, Elon, nigga, you know what they doing right now, right? That nigga got factories from here to motherfucking all the way up and down the coast. You think he didn't need that play? Hey, bro, go run this immediately. I don't know, bro. I'm just that had me thinking is like what at, because I gotta get it. I have to.
Your point is just data. It's all supposed to be data. soon as you assign an emotion to it or a feeling to it, you fucked up. And it's not because you're supposed to be a robot, but you really gotta discern the two. This ain't about nothing. I don't like that shirt. And you go, oh! Like, nigga, I just don't like this shirt. It's not you a bitch ass nigga. I just don't like the shirt. But it's not you, like, you know what I mean?
That's why I'm glad you're here, because that's the like, Monty, how'd you do it? Like, bro, I had to go work on me and how I receive feedback. I've told you this a million times, but to say it on the show is different. We're finishing Kev's album, and one of the songs in my mind that was, nigga, post-production, I just knew this song was skipping that process. In my mind, it was skipping it because it was done, right? I made the beat, nigga. He ain't gonna want to do nothing to that shit, nigga. The last day of mixing, this nigga goes, "Hey, bro, I don't think that sample is it." Excuse me, but excuse me. But it was all so before you got here, we were talking. I was telling my own personal journey with feedback in that capacity, and telling myself that I was more evolved than I actually was until you get in a space where whatever your contribution is challenged and you receive it a certain way, and instead of applying it, you do the emotional thing, right? So I was taught my journey, but this is that. We're in the session. This nigga does that, and I think he could see the what the fuck on my face, and was like, I mean, we could do it. We don't have to. And I'm like, nah, nigga. All right. But I'm because it's rewiring is hard as fuck. You have those moments, especially fatigue too. That's right before I got sick. So fatigue will have you fall back on bad habits, my nigga, like no other. So the agility, the emotional agility has been serving us so well, but now you tired, so now you reverting on that bullshit you used to be on. No. I was able to correct my shit. Monty mode, nigga was about to set in, nigga, on that ass. Nope. Fight it.
Almost diverted.
Almost. Fight it, bro. Fight it. Yeah. Fight it. Yeah, but first sample, G. First sample. It was literally the first one. He's like, nah, bro, that's it. And then the song just went on one. And I think about Ye, I think about Dre. They get credit for a lot of things, but it's that thing that they don't get credit for. If a better idea walk in that motherfucker, what's that? D-Dot, Derek Angeletti was shout out Soren Baker. Soren Baker's got one of my favorite podcasts. He had D-Dot on, and D-Dot was like, he's like, nigga, I'm an original hitman, and I'm not a Puff hater. It's like all these other niggas and went on, and they hate on Puff. I don't hate on Puff. He's like, I've been in a room where somebody was working on something and the shit got better because he showed up. That's producing. We didn't want to do, what's the Mace record that they sample Kool in the Gang, Hollywood Swing. What's that joint? Was that Money Talks or whatever? Yeah. Yeah.
Feel so good?
Yeah, feel so good. Puff comes in and is like, hey, can y'all do this? D-Dot goes, man, Too Short just did this shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Do it better. Him and Mace both go, I'm not doing this shit. So this nigga makes a weak ass beat and Mace writes the wackest verse. Puff comes back, hits play, and just look at both of them niggas like, for real? Turns it off. It's like, come on, man. Y'all know this ain't it.
Go give me some cheesecake.
You niggas need to walk.
No, y'all
go think about that shit.
Go think about what you just did. D-Dot said Puff didn't even have to say, he didn't even have to go in, he didn't have to yell, he didn't have to spaz. He just said, I'm begging you guys to take this serious. Give me your best shot at this, and trust what's gonna happen. So D-Dot said, fuck, all right. He said, bro, let's just do it. Went out, flipped the beat again. Mace went in on that shit, and then it did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I just sat under Andre Harrell and Heavy and them making all them hits, bro. You assign an emotion to just this thing, and I'm just asking you to try it. That's all I'm asking you to try. If it don't work, nigga, hit undo.
That's, nigga, we might have lost a couple hours maybe, but we already in here making an album. We're making a song. if you attach your worth to my song, we in the wrong business. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you as a man. This is a song. Like, so I just try to detach the two. Like,
Yeah.
do that shit out.
And I think that's from both of what both of y'all talking about. I think that's an important part of the equation. Is okay for one is like detaching your own emotion from it, but then detaching the emotion of others' attached emotions to what it is how you come across.
Man.
You know, that's the secondary part. Is that a lot of people? That's what a lot of people stop at.
Man.
Because once somebody start giving them emotion, is where they like, oh well, you know, I guess if your sister giving me emotion now, maybe I should like cede a little bit of this control, just because like I'm making you, I'm obviously visibly making you feel a certain type of way, and I don't know how to interact with that part, especially because I understand I'm no longer attached to my own emotion on this particular.
Yeah, so I just keep going back to what you were saying, because that all those things to me like tie in together. Like, I can't really make anyone else feel that way. You feel that way, but if I start to, I'm sorry, and I
The in between gray area.
we not making music no more.
Yeah.
Now we doing something else. So we like out in the counseling session, or we. It's like, bruh, that shit was weak.
This is now human resources.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And if he trusts me or I trust him, like, I've been making music for a long time. He making music for a long time. I got a lot of ears. I got a lot of time listening. I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, man, change that kick. It ain't out of thin air. It's not a dope fiend told you to do it. Nigga, it's me. Like, nigga, it's me. It's me. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's do it.